That spring was a good one. The days grew longer and gave us more playing time. We had not seen Mrs. Dubose for over a month. She was never on the porch anymore when we passed. Jem's mind was occupied mostly with the vital statistics of every college football player in the nation. Every night, Atticus would read us the sports pages of the newspapers. Atticus was in the middle of Windy Seaton's column one evening when the telephone rang.
Respected by her fellow I'm going to miss the Boses for a while. I'll be back soon.
What'd she want?
She's dead, son. She died a few minutes ago.
Oh, wow.
Will's right. She's not suffering anymore. She was sick for a long time. Son, didn't you know what her fits were? Miss Dubose was a morphine addict. She took it as a painkiller for years. The doctor put her on it. She'd have spent the rest of her life on it and died without so much agony, but she was too contrary. Just before your escapade, she called me to make her well. Dr. Reynolds told her that she had only a few months left. Her business affairs were in perfect order, but she said, "There's still one thing out of order."
What was that?
She said she was going to leave this world beholden to nothing and nobody. Jem, when you're as sick as she was, it's alright to take anything to make it easier, but it wasn't alright for her. She said she meant to break herself of it before she died, and that's what she did.
You mean that's what her fits were?
Yes, that's what they were. Most of the time you're reading to her, I doubt she heard a word you said. Her whole mind and body were concentrated on that alarm clock.
She died free.
As the mountain air. She was conscious to the last. Almost. Conscious. And cantankerous. She still disapproved heartily of my doings, and said I'd probably spend the rest of my life bailing you out of jail. She had Jesse fix this box.
Old hell devil, old hell devil. Why can't you leave me alone?
Shh. I think that was her way of telling you, everything's alright now, Jem. Everything's alright. You know, she was a great lady.
A lady? After all those things she said about you, a lady?
She was. She had her own views about things, a lot different from mine, maybe. Son, if you hadn't lost your head and fallen to her hands, I'd have made you go to read her anyways. It may have been some distraction. I wanted you to see what real courage is, instead of getting the idea that courage is a man with a gun in his hand. It's when you know you're licked before you begin, but you begin anyways and see it through no matter what. You really win, but sometimes you do. Miss Dubose won. She died beholden to nothing and nobody. She was the bravest person I ever knew.